Good day and welcome to Chess Corner. In today's game, we have a game from PD candidates still. This is actually from round 14, wherein we have a game from Pabi or Pabiano Caruana against Ian Nepomniachtchi. This is actually an interesting game because at this point, basically, we have three players, which is 8 points. That's Ian, Pabi, and Hikaru wherein Gukesh is actually ahead of just zero point 0.5. So basically, Gukesh is 8.5. And right now, Hikaru and Gukesh will be playing with each other. So say for example, Hikaru won the game. All right, then Hikaru will become 9 points, and for Ian and Pabi, that will be the same thing. So basically, for Gukesh, he only need to play for a draw, and definitely he will have a better chance of playing for the World Championship against Ding Liren. Well, let's get right into it and let's see what happened. So here, Pabi playing white opens up with d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, and now we have d5. So we have Queen's Gambit decline in this position, and now we have capture, recapture, and now bishop to g5. We have bishop to b4 pinning the knight as well. We have e3 and now h6. So attacking the bishop, bishop goes back, and then we have g5 right away. So as you can see in this game, black is or Ian is pretty aggressive. Right away he decided to attack the bishop. So here, you need to bring your bishop to g3, and now we have knight to e4. So attacking this knight twice already, and now we have queen c2 only, the only move, and now h5. The threat is h4, and the bishop will be trapped. So here we have f3 only, and now capture, recapture, and now bishop to e6. We have bishop d3, c6, castle queenside, and now knight bd7, and now f4. We have bishop to g4 threatening to capture the rook, and now knight f3. Well, not the best continuation here. The Probably the best move is bishop e2 still, or you can also go rook e1 with the idea of pushing the pawn. But here we have knight f3 instead. So we have queen to e7 and now e4. Capture on c3 and now queen takes c3. We have bishop takes f3 and now we have g takes f3. We have capture, an excellent choice, and now bishop takes e4. Well, this is actually a good move as well because as you can see in this position, let's go back. You basically have a choice with it to capture it to the pawn, and definitely you will have a better pawn structure or a central pawns here. But Papi decided to capture with the bishop because right now um, the best option for black is to basically castle on the queen side. And right now, if you're gonna castle, this bishop is actually ready to launch an attack here, like preparation, because it's pointing at this c6 pawn already. But now we have capture, and now we have g5 or g4 rather. We have castle, and now we have this d5 move. Excellent choice. h4 was played, and now we have capture. Knight to c5 now, so attacking the bishop, and removing the knight from a threat of being captured. But here we have bishop f5 with a check. Um, king to b8, and now in this position, we have king to b1 first. An excellent choice because since white is actually attacking, he would like to um, put the king into safety, and he would like to prevent this check because he will be forced to, exchange queens, or black will maybe exchange queens in this position. So here we have king b1, and now we have b6. Not the best choice here. In this position, we can go rook takes d1 after rook takes d1. we'll have rook e8. That's actually a good option for black. You can also go knight to e6. C takes b7. You are not really required to recapture right away. But now we have b6 rather, and now rook d7 played by Pabi. If you're gonna take a look at the position, um, if you're gonna capture this with a knight, then you will run into this c7, and it should be winning for white. And if you're gonna capture with a rook, there will be like c takes d7. There's also queen takes h8. But now in this position we have rook takes d7. Okay, and now we have capture. Rook to d8, preventing this pass pawn. And now we have queen to e5, or queen d4 rather. So still defending this pawn, although this pawn is actually attacked three times now. We have the knight, the queen, and the rook. But right now you can't just simply capture because you will run into a pen, and that will be like a problem for black because the rook will be stuck in this position. So here we have capture anyway, but now we have this pin, rook b1, excellent choice. We have queen c5, now capture with a check, queen c7, queen d2. We have h3, bishop to e4. That's actually a really strong bishop. As you can see, this is controlling this diagonal along with this, and also you can play f4 at some point, to blockade this possible passer. Here we have a5 only, but now queen d5. This is actually the threat with a check. So the only move is king a7. Queen takes f7 was played, and now we have h2. So queen h7, preventing the pawn from promoting. Although you have this rook, but it will be best for you to add additional defender. So here we have king to b8. We have a3. Queen to e5. We have queen h6. It's a good move because, as you can see, this pawn is actually under attack. So in the event if you're gonna move the knight at some point, then this will be captured. So here we have queen to c7. We have um, g5 now, and right now white has the advantage already in this position. It's because of this pass pawn here, and you have another one here coming, and this pawn here is not going anywhere. So here we have rook to g8. We have rook to h1. Knight to c5 was played. Bishop to h7. We have capture on um, g5. So in this position, Nevo decided to um, exchange material. So we have capture, and now recapture with a check. So right now it's a queen and a rook against a queen and a knight. So here we have king to a1. Not the best option here. In this position, the best continuation is to go a2. That's the first choice that we have here. If you're gonna go a2, then if he's checked, then you can just simply go back. But at least this queen is won't be depending this pawn anymore on h2. So here we have king a1 rather. Queen c2 was played, and now we have a check. King a7. We have king a2. Now we have a4, an excellent move as well. So really trying to control this b3 hole here, wherein the knight can jump at any time. So here we have f4. We have knight to b3, not the best option here. Actually, king a6 is the suggestion. Probably if check, then he can just simply run here. So after knight to b3, we have a check. King a6, queen to c3. So trying to simplify the position, but of course, if you're playing black here, you don't want to do that. You have queen g2. So we have a check. Um, king b7, and now rook to e1. So right now you can actually promote, but you will run into a checkmate by rook to um, e7. So here, of course, we have knight to c5 first by Nepo, and now we have queen to f1. Still trying to simplify the game. So we have a check, king b1. We have check again, and now king to a1, queen c2, and now f5. So right now, white has a pass pawn as well, and he basically need like 1, 2, 3 moves only to promote this pawn. So here we have knight d3, and right now, as you can see, how good is Napo here, because as you can see, he is trying to counter still, even though he's down in material. They're really, fighting with each other here because both of them would like to win. So here we have rook b1, only move basically. So we have knight to c5 again, and now we have f6. We have a check. Um, king to a2. We have knight to d2 now, threatening to capture the queen as well as this rook, and there's also a check here. So here we have a check first, and now we have king to a7. We have rook c1. Now we have a check, king to a1, and now we have queen to e6. We have a check on c7. Not the best option here. We can actually go rook d1 first. This is actually the first choice here. And say for example, if rook d1, and if you're gonna capture, then I will have an option to capture this pawn. But anyway, we have a check, and now we have king a6. We have f7 now, so only one move and it will promote into a queen. But let's see how Nepo defended this position. So we have a check, we have king to b1, we have a check again. Let's see here. Here the suggestion is just to go knight d2. But let's see. We have queen to f5, king to a2. We have knight c5. We have a check. King to b5. We have queen c6 with a check. King a6. We have queen a8 again. We have king to b5, and now queen c6. It's not the best option here. We can actually go queen e8. There's actually a mess by Habib, because queen e8, after queen e8, we have like king a6, and then queen e2, and then he can go knight d3, but after knight d3, we will have a capture here on this pawn here on h2. So it's gonna be check. So then we will go here, and then we'll have a check, and if he covers with a knight, then he will capture this pawn on h2. Now we have queen c6, but now we have king to a6 again, and you don't want to repeat the position. You don't want to check on a8 because it will be threefold repetition. So we have rook e7, now queen f1. We have a check again. Now we have king to b5, and now we have a check again, and now king to a6. We have another check, another king to b5, queen e8 again, and now we have king a6, and now rook to e4. So we have a capture. After capture, now in this position, it's actually dangerous if you're gonna basically like promote, because most likely you'll be checkmated because of this check. And then if it goes here a1 or b1, there will be um, a queen also on h1, and it will be like checkmate for black. So here we have a capture, and now we have king to b7. We have queen takes b7, king a7. We have another check, b7, and then we have a check on d7. We have king a6, and now we have queen to c8. Now we're really close at promoting this pawn. So king a7 was played, but now f8 queen. So right now we have three queens on the board, two for white and two for I mean, two for white and one for black. It's gonna be two also if you're gonna promote, but of course you don't want to do that because for sure it will be a checkmate. Because two queens, it's possible. You can just simply check here and it will be checkmate. So here we have capture, recapture, and now we have queen. And now in this position, although white is actually up one pawn, but the thing is the pawn is actually on the same side. It's actually on the queen side. The king is pretty close, and we still have like a queen on the board. If it's actually like just a pawn ending, definitely black or white will win instead. But here we have a4, we have a check, we have king to a3, we have another check, we have b3, and now we have queen to d4. So here the main goal for black is not to exchange queens. So here we have check on f7, king b8, we have another check, um, king a7, and now queen e7 again. So here king b8, we have queen e1, but now we have a check on d6, we have queen b4, queen f6 was played, queen d2, queen e7 with a check. We have b4 now, and now queen to e6. So here we have queen d3, king a7, queen c3, and now king b8. We have queen b3 again, so trying to exchange queens. Queen f6 again, and now queen to e3. We have queen d6, and now king b3, queen d5 with a check, king b2, queen d6, queen e8 again with a check. So we have king a7, queen f7, and now king b8. We have king c3, queen e5, king d3, and now we have queen d6 with a check, king c4, but now queen c6. So right now, as you can see, Nepo is not allowing the king to basically enter this fourth rank here. So as long as he can, keeps on checking, then definitely it will be a draw. So here we have king b3. So we have queen d6 again, queen to f3, queen d4. We have queen to e2. We have a check. King to a3. Now queen d6 again. As you can see, the same position almost for black. Now we have queen b5, queen d4, um, king to b3, and now king a7. We have queen e2 again. We have a check. We have king to a3, queen d4, and now king b3. And now in this position, they actually agreed for a draw because there's nothing that white can do in the position. Although he has one pawn up, um, of course, black will not exchange queens, and he will just keep this position like it's similar like a portas because the king can't penetrate on the position, and you really can't checkmate with a lone queen. And because of this game, both of them actually got like half points only. And having said that, the result of the game from Caruana, I mean from Gukesh and Hikaru Nakamura, ends in a draw as well. Meaning, Gukesh is actually up like point 0.5, so he's actually the challenger for the next World Championship, and he will be facing Ding Liren. Good job for Gukesh. I mean for all of them, and actually Gukesh is actually the youngest challenger. I think only 17. So it will be a challenging game for Ding Liren. It's like an experienced player against a prodigy, like a young player. Well, we can only hope for good games or best games from candidates. Whoever wins, that's gonna be a congratulations to them. And thank you for watching Chess Corner. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye now.